This is Paint Life TV. I'm Chris the Idaho Painter. In this video, I'm going to talk about the Contractor PC gun. Should you buy this gun or should you not buy this gun? So if you want to see this video, don't leave now. So let's talk about this new gun that Graco has come out with recently, maybe a year and a half. It could be even 2 years ago now. This is the Contractor PC gun. This is the Contractor gun, probably one of the best spray guns ever made. And I'm not sure why you would want to try to make something that is inferior to this gun, because I think that's what Graco has done. But I'll talk about this gun and maybe some of the flaws in this gun. This gun can fall off a house over and over and over. I've literally never broken one of these guns in my entire career. It's an indestructible gun, absolutely amazing. One of the drawbacks to the gun is the packings in this gun. They're easy to repack, but the cost of the packings make the gun almost not worth repacking. Most people I never throw away the guns. I'll keep them for parts and stuff, but I got a whole bunch of them because they just don't repack them. But I've never broken one of these guns ever before because they're just indestructible. I'm going to talk about the trigger on this gun now. This is probably one of the things. The trigger pull is a pretty stiff trigger pull on this gun, but you do get used to the trigger pull, over time. I've been spraying with one of these guns for probably 18 years, and I did get some tendonitis in my fingers from the trigger pull on it. And I think that's one of the improvements in some of the new guns out now, like the Contractor PC and the Titan RX Pro gun. I think the Titan RX Pro gun has really mastered, the trigger pull and having it right where it needs to be. One of the drawbacks of this gun, I think the trigger pull is extremely too light, and you have a tendency to have some false trigger pulls on it where you're pulling the trigger accidentally, which can be a really big problem because if you get yourself injected with paint, you accidentally pull the trigger, that could be a serious health issue. You could actually die from being injected with paint. So having too light of a trigger pull can be a problem. But this gun here is a great gun, but once again, the packings on it, and here's a packing kit. The packings are just extremely not affordable. These are Bedford repacking kits right here. And I started repacking with Bedford kits probably about 15 years ago. And it actually does make this gun, more affordable to repack. So Bedford repacking kits are about 40% cheaper than OEM packing kits, and I'm not sure why Graco sells a gun and then sells a packing kit that's almost as expensive as the gun, and meaning all this other stuff is not worth anything. I'm not sure what goes into that whole thought process, why the repacking kit can't be significantly cheaper, but once again, we just don't repack them. They came out with this gun maybe as an improvement to some of that. I think all you had to do is take this gun right here, which is an amazing gun, indestructible. I'll tell you, I've dropped them off roofs, 3-story houses over and over and over again, and they just simply don't break. And the packings in them, they last quite a long time. But if they were to improve anything, just make the trigger pull just a little bit lighter and just lower the cost on your repacking kits, and you wouldn't need to change anything else on the gun. But Graco came out with the Contractor PC to address some of those issues, and we'll go over that now. So here is the Contractor PC gun, and if you like things right off the shelf that look pretty, well, there's something that looks pretty. But I'll tell you what, in about 2 weeks, this thing looks horrible. This doesn't have all the flashy, colors on it. It doesn't have flames on it and all that stuff. And it gets paint all over it, and it doesn't look bad. This, once paint gets all over it, it looks terrible because of the blue color on there. And I'm not sure, I think some of it's branding and stuff, but I'm not sure what goes behind that. I know it's probably, people like it because it looks great, sitting on the shelf. And so maybe that draws them in to buy it. But I want something that's going to last and function well, not just look well. And I'll talk about some of the things and the first thing I'll talk about is the repacking kit on it. So the repacking kit I went down to my local paint store and I paid $50 $2.25 for the repacking kit. So that is significantly cheaper than the gun. That's still not too cheap. I mean, I would think a repacking kit should be around $25, but it's not. It is more affordable now, and you would want to repack your gun, you know, without just toss it aside or throwing it away or buying another gun. So they made the repacking kit cheaper. Here is an OEM repacking kit. I don't think Bedford at this point in time has made a repacking kit for the Contractor PC or the Titan RX Pro gun, but they have repacking kits for all the rest of the parts. And once again, look them up, Bedford. We actually are a Bedford dealer, and we sell Bedford products on our store, paintlifesupply.com, so you can get them there. All right, so now I'm going to talk about the trigger on this gun. And so this is actually kind of cool, I think, because it makes the gun more versatile. I'm not sure, like, they have this mechanism back here, and there's a screw that screws in and out that loosens the trigger. And there's plastic on this trigger, and it will slide up and down. And so you can have a 2-finger gun, you can have a 3-finger gun, or you can have a 4-finger gun. And I think that makes the gun more versatile. I've been a 2-finger gun guy in, you know, all my painting career, because you need 2 fingers to control the gun, to hold the gun. If you're a 4-finger gun right here, you have 4 fingers on the trigger, and you don't have anything else to control that gun in your hand. This gun does have typically a lot of pressure behind it, and getting paint injected could be a dangerous thing. So you want to have control of your gun and not have accidental trigger pulls or drop this gun. 3 fingers gives you now 3 fingers on the gun and 1 finger in control of the gun. Still, for the life of me, I'm not sure why anybody would use anything other than a 2-finger setup right here. But hey, it makes the gun versatile. But let's talk about now the little mechanism behind here. This is all going to get clogged with paint extremely fast. And it has a flathead screwdriver on it, but you can't, it's hard to get it down in the angle at that thing to twist and turn it. It's knurled on it, so you can grab it with your fingers, because you want to, once you get it where you want it, you want to tighten it up, and then it's going to stay where it's at. And that there's like this little device in here, but it's really, once it's tight, it's really hard to get to loosen and adjust it. And for me, it's just going to be set one way and never change. But maybe you got multiple guys in your crew. One guy likes it 2-finger, one guy likes it 4-finger. So now you can adjust it. But I'm going to tell you right now, this rail it slides on, that's going to become a problem extremely fast, and it's not going to slide up and down. And I've seen that with my guns that I've used, with the Contractor PC guns that I've had. Also, I've spoke to a couple of the service centers around here that service these guns, and the triggers breaking were definitely a problem. Fall off a roof once or twice and the trigger breaks. The trigger on this is not near as strong of a metal, and I'm not a metal expert. I don't know what this is made out of versus what this is made out of, but this looks like it's got like a coating on it and stuff, and it actually breaks. I've had one break right here when it fell off of a roof, and it broke fairly easy. And I've once again never had one of these triggers ever break. And so you're just adding a bunch of plastic. The trigger lock on it is plastic, and it has a pen through there. And to me, the plastic is eventually going to break, you know, soon over time. This trigger mechanism that slides up and down is plastic. It does have a guard around it, so if it falls, it's not going to be hitting anything. But the plastic itself, I don't think is going to last. All right, so there you have it. I've gone over some of the things and talking a little bit about the gun. Is this a gun, you know, on the shelf? I got to say, this is probably the nicest looking gun on the shelf, and it is very attractive. You're gonna want to buy it when you see it. Being, you know, 54 years old, spraying over 22,000 hours, you know, with a gun in my hand, my fingers, I've got tendonitis in it. I do really like the trigger pull on the RX Pro gun. I like the trigger pull on this. I do think it's a little bit too soft, but I like it better than the trigger pull on this. The pull distance on this is a little bit farther than the pull distance on this, but this one is a little bit stiffer. Some of the plastic components on this, I'm just not a fan of the plastic components. I'm not a fan of the moving parts that can clog and get clogged with paint. I keep my tools very clean, but your employees typically are not going to be cleaning these guns and on a regular basis, and that these components are going to get more difficult to change. And I know that because I've talked to some of the service repair people servicing these guns here, that they're not Graco dealers, they're just service repair guys in the valley. The repacking kit, I like the repacking kit is a lot less. I absolutely love how fast it is to replace, but I think that's going to be an issue. I'm not a fan of this whole trigger mechanism. I would rather just have a 2-finger trigger mechanism that is extremely durable. This is a moving part right here that has a lot of tension behind it, and that's going to be a weak spot that's going to break. If I had my choice of 2 guns, if I was gonna have had my choice to purchase this one or this one, there's absolutely no question that I would take the Contractor gun that has been a tried and true gun that will not break and will not fail you on the job. If you only have one gun and this thing falls off a roof and you break your trigger, you're completely out of service until you can get this part again, if you can get it that same day. There around our valley, there's only one place that you can get that trigger, and they may not be in stock. So if you got a gun that breaks, it's going to be an issue. If you have this gun, I suggest having 2 of these guns. So I'm a fan of the color blue. I really like just blue in general. I think the color's really cool, but mine, after spraying 3 jobs doing an oil-based primer, this gun looked terrible, with the oil-based primer all over the blue. And I tried to clean it all off because I like my guns looking, clean and new all the time, but it wouldn't clean off and it kind of looked ugly. And I know that's kind of weird that, I say that, but it is what it is. So there you have it. If you've used this gun, I know, there was a lot of people getting these guns, for free. And so it has a tendency to, bias your opinion. But if you purchased one of these guns, let us know what your opinion is about the gun and how it's functioned for you. If you've used it for a long time, let us know, has any components broken? How difficult is it after it gets a bunch of paint on it to change the trigger, to move the trigger mechanism up and down, to change the packings? I would like to know, we would like to know down in the comments section below, was it worth the money for you to purchase the gun or not? Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, if you want to see more videos like this reviewing other products, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell right next to that subscribe button. That way you get notified when I come out with a new video. It's free, simple, and easy to do. Hit it, slam it, bang it, do whatever you got to do. It doesn't cost a dime. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. We'll see you on the next video. Out.